to somebody else. But didn't Mike say, I don't think he ever said it, but his sponsor years ago, he quit right away, but I work with Mike. See, you just work with the people that want to make it happen. And now with the new enhancement, I still call it enhancement because with no structure, you don't know what you have your hands on. 10% of the binary, 10% of your lesser leg happens no matter what, even in non-momentum periods. This is very powerful, but most people don't get it. They calculate and say, oh, I got to put more points in to do this. Yeah, because you don't have a structure and it's easier to make the money. You just gotta understand what we got our hands on and go all in. I mean, roll up your shirt sleeves and make it happen. Okay, create 1 and 2 star manager. We've been talking about that. 4 to 6 will be ready within the down the road. Okay, in the next 90 days, because you can't help everybody at once. Because how many people do you have that are kind of like, maybe like Mario was saying, like I was talking about Mario, maybe they're not quite ready. I have to help them make phone calls with them. Or maybe he led me to Tessa and I worked with Tessa before Mario was ready. This is a true story. So you watch, it's not always your personals. In the new plan, they take out all the people that aren't 1-star director and you get paid only for the 1-star and above, so you don't have to, you don't have to pray that they quit. You get it? Because if I sponsor a friend and then they sponsor Matt Curtis and my friend doesn't do anything, then I'm not making I can't get the full potential of the old plan because I'm only gonna get in the second generation because my first generation is still counting for my friends. So I'm like, these patches don't really work. Don't you want to get done making them? I mean, they're not really, it's kind of whoever came up with that, didn't make sense either. So, see, like, you could look at that way in the old plan and you could find bullets to poke at, you know what I mean? Let's go. They got the best people, put everything together. David's heart, Meredith's hearts, and her corporate team wants to serve you. I've never been on a corporate team that I can email the top corporate people on the weekend and they still want to, they still want to help us. So give them a hand, they're amazing, all right? All right. Oh, by the way, just looking at the binary, but I'll explain it with the other one, is this, okay? You see how, if this is your team now, 20 right, 20 left, and you're making some money, okay? The problem with this is you're the only one making money. So in order to solidify your business, this is why I say, okay, we need 36 months, 3 to 5 years, so we can solidify your business. Why do you say that? I'm not gonna say that you can't start the duplication effect and start running through the ranks, but you wanna have your team doing the same thing. So you wanna help Betty here build her business so it looks like this. You see how she's got a leg here and here. Then you wanna help this person. Now, of course, she's gotta help put people on both sides of the tree in order for her to move through the ranks. But I'm just showing you an example that the trees, when you look in your back office, do they look like this? Or when you look in your right leg and left leg, do they just go straight down and nobody sponsored anybody? And if there's a pattern with your own personals, that's it's on you. Like if you could say, if I sponsor one person and they say, my group's not doing it, well, you got the one person. But if you sponsor 10 and nobody's doing anything, I mean, you're creating a pattern here. You're probably going home, logging on, and looking to see if Scott's doing anything. Don't worry, he was, but it could be somebody on your team that you probably know who they are, okay? But you're supposed to be making the calls with them, taking back what you're learning here, and you implement it till they're ready, okay? So that's what you got it? Everybody that you want to be your trees want to look like this, okay? Now I'm going to explain the binary, the unilevel. Now, if you look at this is my right team, this is my left team. Here's my right team, see it? And my left team, okay? So here we go on the right, the left. Now it's not exactly this, and I have them listed as A, B, and C. These are my biggest legs so it goes A, B, C, D, E. But realistically, this number 1 here is this number 1 here. This number 2 here is this number 2. Now, if I was drawing this out or I was gonna have you draw it out, I would make sure that you skip the ones that aren't doing anything and they would just list them up here and put their name. But just to show you that this is how it works. So anyone that said they were thinking Andy was sponsoring 10 different lines or legs, he was sponsoring them, but they were still in the binary. Okay, you see. So here's one leg over here, number one, here's number two. You got it? You got it? Yeah. I mean, I only got so much time to explain, but if you go on the website, you'll get it more and more, right? And your upline knows exactly what they're doing, okay? Get with Joe if you're on his team. Anybody here on Joe's team? Mark my case, right? I'm not going to call everybody out because I don't want to whimper on someone's name. You know what I mean? That makes sense? But that's just how I just want to let you know, because I know this industry. I watch people in these meetings to see how many people, like when Joe walks, he's got, he looks like, Jesus and the disciples, everybody following him. You know what I mean? Okay, all right? So I see him, and they're like tugging on him, asking him, what did you mean by this? What does Steve mean? Is he talking four? What did Andy mean with four, 5 right, 5 left, okay? But then there's some people walk around like movie stars. They got nobody following them. I'm working with Joe. You know what I mean? You're looking for people that have a following, that people, they're getting it, that's who you want to work with, okay? So this isn't a movie star thing. It's really like, if you came here thinking you're going to be like a movie star, you're in the wrong business. You're going to be like, when they're talking about throwing up, not literally throwing up, but you know what I mean? Like people are, you got to help get them through their struggles and what they're going through. And that's why they love you. You get it? So, okay, you guys got this. Now watch, this is my A leg. So this is number like, in the binary, it'd be like over here, I think it's number 3, 1, 2, 3. So 3 on this side is the one that's doing the most work, and I'm helping down on the bottom do 3-way calls, like Penny said, doing Zoom calls and events. I will tell you the problem with the Zooms is the business spreads so quickly to different parts of the world and the country faster. I'm not saying don't do those. I'm saying make sure you're doing home X39 launch events and clubhouses. I don't suggest hotel meetings because they're not duplicatable. It costs too much nowadays. But clubhouses can usually be free for the person or your house. And if every night, it depends how bad you want to make it happen. But even if you said 2 nights, 3 nights a week, you're doing a home get together, and you go from, if I'm working Scott and Renita's team, I'm going to help the people underneath them just keep doing home get-togethers at their house over and over and over and over again. Okay? So that's what you do. So now you're going to be able to create, the reason you have a huge blessing is because almost every city you're from, somebody just told me they're from Tennessee, somebody said they're from Georgia. It's wide open everywhere because of the Zoom. You understand what I'm saying? Because it just spread like, look at Mario's in the room. I've never been to Australia. I will promise I'm going to come. Tessa's saying, yeah, when. But point is that we're here. We because of the Zoom, it took me all the way to Australia that quick. So I'm not saying don't use the Zoom, but your towns are wide open. Okay? So I hope you got it. So you should be like right now booking a home get together with somebody on your team that's here or on the chat. And fill your calendar. You never tell your whole team that you're doing a meeting at Mario's house, because all of a sudden this many people come to Mario's house and he's mad at me. Okay? You want to, and then you'd have nothing to do on Tuesday. Because if you didn't tell your other friend to have his meeting the next day, now they're doing their meeting, you really want to put the people on the chopping block. What do I mean by that? If you have 20 right, 20 left, they know you have a lot of options to work with. If Rick and Brittany don't fill their house, I'm going somewhere else. Does that make sense? And they have to have that attitude too. No problem. It's just like, I want to get this thing done in 2026. I'm building fast. I mean, Rick and Brittany were nowhere. He's in the back, rolling his eyes. We're in a sticker meeting a year ago, and now he's on the stage. Okay? So that's how fast it can happen. But you got to find them. Okay? And by the way, I don't even think Diane prospected Brittany. Brittany just saw Diane and Danny, the way they lived their life, and she said, whatever they're doing, I want to be part of. I mean, Andy never got prospected. He overheard Ken saying technology, and he said, I want to see it. I'm sorry that I'm eavesdropping. Thank you. All right. And he sponsored himself. And you're like saying, this is the hardest thing that guy sponsoring himself. So I'm just putting things in perspective, how you see it. It's how we all see it. Okay. It's what you see. So this is your A leg. Get it. You're going to be working the A leg. You can help them on both sides. I don't care, but I'm more focused on, you're not really responsible for building both sides of their leg. So you want to stay zoned in and build a business down underneath them somewhere for the most excited person. Okay. Now, if this person is excited and this one came to this weekend's event or is on virtually, I'm working with it. I just keep going up until I find the most excited one. Okay. And I'm going to do Zooms, 3-way calls, and home meetings. I'm camping out, helping them go 1-star, 2-star manager. Oh, now this one's ready to go 1-star, 2-star manager. This one's ready to go 1-star, 2-star manager. 1-star. That's why a lot of times very analytical people get very bored and they leave, because it's the same thing every day. But those of us that didn't go to school, we love it because there's no homework. You know, same thing. We never have to think. We don't have to do it. Once you get it, like Gina said, once you get it, you get it. But you got to get it. Look at how Mike, he had to learn how to talk. Okay? You probably can relate, a lot of you, right? So I've never stopped throwing out, but I just look. I talk to enough people that they get it. So, but it's up to you. Like I know it doesn't scare me. Okay? Because the falls that I took, 1,000 falls to be a world champion for one trick. And they hurt a lot more. Even Scott, he was out there with me, he lost his shorts. So that's how tough it is. His shorts gone. You fall, the shorts are gone. His kids were with me, so they know. All right? Okay? So, you know, luckily we had a towel on the boat. Okay? But that's how fast you go. Right? So anyways, now this is my B leg. I'm working down to the depth. Okay? And this is my C leg. So you got to find 3 legs, or you can have a combo. Now they do have the combo, so you can build 2 legs on one side and 1 on the other, or that other leg could be a combo. And I don't have a problem with that, because you see how I have, these are other legs that are building, C and D and E. So you have your A, B, and C that they retire for the company, but I have a C and a D and an E that are my in the hopper legs. They're you know, and who knows if this guy with E sponsors, you know, a Matt and Kim Curtis, or someone that's going to go tear it up, or a Joe Navarro right here, and now all of a sudden this leg turns into my A leg. That's why you keep prospecting, and you always keep prospecting so that I'm not going to Joe Getz's house or taking his contacts and practicing on his. I'm already doing it, so it's like flowing on the tip of my tongue. Okay. Now watch. I want you to. This is what I really wanted to show this. Our goal to build this business is 1, 2, and 3 legs. I've always taught this. 2 on one side, 1 on the other. Okay? A lot of times people like to put everybody on one side because their upline is building on the other, but that's really, even in the old plan, you don't really understand it, because when you put somebody in on a leg that's driving and they wake up and they see other people put it underneath them, their eyeballs get this big, and you can actually create way more momentum in the leg that you share with your upline. So you should have done that before, but if you didn't, you need to start doing it now, because now the company says we require it, and it's way better for them to understand it. Okay? So now watch the similarities here. This is 1-star director. By the way, this is what we're all shooting for, because remember what everybody is teaching. 1-star directors is where you start getting paid from the mentor matching. So you should be looking in your back office, like Andy showed us at the leadership meeting. You got to get to the leadership meeting so you can hear it, but he taught us that we need to have people going 1-star director. So you just look it up and you'll see what you got to do. Basically, it says right here, you need to have 2 legs at 1,000 points. Okay, right? If I told you how much volume we do this is a 4-week rolling, I mean, I'd have to give you oxygen. So 1,000, come on. You want to hear from somebody that, like, come on, you can do this. Okay, 1,000, right? So 2 of them, so 2 legs. So these one each have over 1,000. So you have a leg there, and then you have to have a third one, binary balance, or your other side of the leg tree. So you have your right team and your left team. You have to have at least 2 legs, or you could have 1 that equal 1,000 points. In this case, I got a combo, right? So watch. The strategy to win in network marketing is right what I drew out here. An A leg, a B leg, and a C leg. See any resemblance? Okay. Now this might have like 1,500, so this would be your, you know, A, B, and C. See? And anything can change at any time. You got this guy making it happen. You got this one making it happen. You don't know. And that is, it's in the binary. You see 5,000 points. You have to have 5,000 points on one side, 1,000 on the other. Okay. You got it? You got it? So it's not 6 legs, 20 legs. You're still a binary. 20 right, 20 left, but these are inside because you're getting paid unilever. And it was the same in the old plan. Okay? They just give you the potential is greater with what we have here. Now this is 1-star director, get it. So you need to have, you should draw this on your in your mirror, when you wake up every morning. I'm going to be breaking 1 star. So after you go 1 star manager and 2-star manager help a friend. Now I'm going to help Scott and Renita help one of their people go 1 and 2-star manager to the point where I have 1,000 points in that leg. Now somebody said, what about customers? Okay, just a heads up. When I talk to somebody, I can feel out, do they want to make, do they want to take advantage of an opportunity and duplicate themselves, or they just want to get, feel better than they have in the last 10 years. So I just go that route, whatever they are. I will say that I'm not very good at servicing everybody. Like, imagine me calling everybody up saying, hey, did you put your patch on today? Like, I'm going skiing. You know what I mean? Sorry, but, so I'm really, but you're looking for customers. But remember I love what Andy said. Steve, we're looking for people. Whatever the people want, we're going to help them. So it's not like get frustrated. It's like, if you want to be more customer focused, you can make money quicker at the customers to help your friend if they need to make money real quick. Okay? But if you want to go build a long-term business, you're going to want to have leaders that they're telling us to teach here in the business. Now watch, this is 1-star. You only need 2 legs at 1,000 and another leg at 1,000, and you're set. Now you can start. You got to do it yourself first, and then you teach it. Is that okay? You got it? All right, good. I got 6 minutes, so I got to move. All right, I want to show you this. This is a 1-star presidential, so it's like second or third from the highest rank there is. You see a resemblance. 1 leg, 2 leg, and 2 here. Let's just say this is 100,000, just so you can say this would be your C leg. So you have your A leg, but you see it's the same as this 1-star director with more points. This is the power of duplication. Because once you put the power of duplication in, you think I can stop Joe from building this. I can't stop him. I mean, I really could if everybody here was a Joe, I'd probably be on the beach. But you're good at it, right? Okay? But I love this industry too much that I just can't. I mean, look, I rented this place out. We got to do this. I mean, the attitude of everybody from the very first, when we walked in yesterday to last night, it was a complete turnaround. People were just like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it with these people. I love everyone that was talking about, you're doing it with the people, not because of the patch. Praise God that we got David Schmidt, or we wouldn't have the opportunity. Okay? So without him, right? But we know how to build this. And now I don't say this to the new person that gets in, Scott. I just say we're going to go 1-star, 2-star manager. Okay? I'm talking to Scott, who's underneath me in the back. I thought you were nodding too, so both of you are nodding, right? So now watch. So, and by the way, my brother Scott, I said, hey, you'd be great, you're a marathon runner. Try this patch out. And when I went back to my parents' house, they said, hey, Scott said he left these patches here for you. He's not going to try them. You think I don't get a no, right? So I know my brother, my sister, my other sister, none of them, and their spouses, they all said no. But I will say they look so much older and they're much slower. You watch. I'm going to get some pictures with them because I just was at a wedding, right? My nephew got married and I was like, oh my gosh, thank God I put the patch on. And my wife, Jean, and I were the oldest. And believe me, she is much quicker than every single one of them. Okay, so if you want to know, this is a good way to get someone to think about the patch. From our experience, the ones who don't wear the patch look older, about 10 years minimum. Most of them were 20. This is my case study. And they move so much slower. So if you want to look older and slower, don't wear it. And every morning they're going to wake up and think of you when they look in the mirror. Was Renita right? Oh my gosh, I need that patch. See, you do a little bit, maybe Rick says, hey, he teaches his team, you would look really good driving that car down the road. I mean, I don't know what it is when you do a car, but with a patch, you just give them the other, instead of telling them what it does, say what happens if you don't wear it. Throw it at you, just try it. All you're doing is trying it. See what happens, but I'll never forget about it. It's like what somebody was up here saying, like I say, I think it was Joe, that said Steve, or Mike said, look at somebody that's in your business, in your occupation 20 years longer than you, that's you in 20 years. And they never forget it. Say, remember me every time you look around your office. And they can't stand you. Like, I can't stand, there I am. I can't stand Steve because he's showing me where I'm going to be. So you see the resemblance, it's just more volume, 3 legs. Isn't that neat that you don't have to learn anything different, you just keep driving those 3 legs? Now, how do you do it? You start by making the commitment, power of 10, 5 right, 5 left, all right? Then you work on the 21-day fast start, okay? And you kind of feel the people out too, like maybe there's someone that you feel like needs 60 days. Maybe I got a Scott and Renita, I'd be throwing in that 21-day fast start right off the bat. So it's kind of like, do they want a customer? Do you want to build a business? Same way how fast they want to build it, okay? But once they get it, it's like, Andy didn't do anything for a year. Danny didn't do anything for a year. But also once they get it, they're in the 21-day fast start. I mean, you don't know it's a timing like we were talking about. Okay. All right. So you got that? All right, let's finish up these slides real quick. I just wanted you to see how all this fits into the play, and we know what we're doing. It's not like we're going away. We're all around here to help everybody throughout 2026 win. Okay? So it's not like, oh, I didn't get it. Okay? No, we're here. If you didn't quite get it, we'll make it happen. But again, remember, we're praying that you don't have dormant smart cells. Okay? And you don't have dormant work cells. And you're not going to get through a no with a dormant dream cell. Thank you, Danny and Diane. I mean, you got to start thinking about this, okay? There's a coach. I was just watching a game, and he said, winning is the only thing. Okay? I'm just saying that some people have that attitude. I love people. I care about people. That's why I have everybody here, okay? But I like the attitude of, hey, you got to win, okay? Because, you know, it's important. But, I mean, I came from Wisconsin. Vince Lombardi, right? Said winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. So that's kind of what I was brought up in the entire growing up. So isn't it good to have somebody like that on the team? You know, we're going to win, all right? And you can win, okay? So quit talking about we're going to do it because we're doing it. People are saying we're going to do it. No, do it now. People have been talking about it, okay? So I wanted to show you that when you're going through this plan, your goal is to create those managers, the same thing that I just threw out. You see how before you build it huge, you got to first help them go 1- and 2-star manager, but you need about 6 2-star managers right and left that'll start creating a legacy business for you. Remember what I said, you don't want to have nobody making money. You want to start helping your team. Now, if they ghost you on the phone, that's a sign they're not interested. Does that make sense? Some people need an education on that. I get it. They don't call me back, they're not looking. Even if they signed up. Sometimes they just signed up to get you off their back. I don't know. I mean, that's what they did. So it happens to all of us. 1- and 2-star manager. We went through all this. Let's just see what the last things are. I think I covered so much, everybody. Hey, I love this, especially international people. The company has offered this trip, and all of the SPDs went on. Was it a fun trip or what? I mean, it was a memory-making trip that you want to have for your team. 60 already qualified. They fly you into Salt Lake City, take you to Park City, and then they show you the world headquarters. You can experience the world headquarters, and they let you go visit. They have different things depending on the time of the year. You could maybe go snow skiing, shopping in Park City, experiencing the Olympic Park. Okay, so you have this kind of thing happening. But the point is that every time you do this, you have to help someone go 2-star executive. They take them in, and that this is a team. This just tells you how serious Gene and I are. If you wanted to know. We bought a house just down the street from where they put you at the Grand Hyatt, and the SPDs came there. Wasn't it pretty good? All right, there's plenty of room for everybody. It was in that video. Maybe they'll play it again, where we have a meeting in our gym. So we help everybody. We're waving the checkered flag, basically saying, "Hey, congratulations, and we're here to help you." All right. So you can see how much fun we're having. Okay. Okay. We talked about this. I hope you got this. Okay. Maybe I could put this up real detail, and then you get it. This is for the people that pay for everything. So instead of paying $1,800, you pay $1,399, and now you never have to pay again. You're set for 2 people. Okay, to have this kind of training. That includes the banquet that we have. That includes the entire training and the hotel. You got it? The whole package. So we're all together. Okay. Now, if you can't afford one of those prices, okay, then you just have to sponsor 4 premiums. Is that simple? I mean, just start thinking, or they can upgrade. I think they're going to get a promo maybe coming. I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, but there's promos coming that you can just even help you fund your business. Don't spend it, okay? Invest in yourself like you're doing here. I'm preaching to the choir, but maybe the guys online, we can help you. Now you got all the way, now here, in order to lock in your price, you could just pay those deposits and we finance your way there. That's pretty cool. It's just like a hotel. You know, if you pay up front, they give you a discount because that's what the hotel says. I'm just following the hotel, right? Here, you get a discount, you get it locked in the price. And then you make another couple payments, and we help you along the way. You got that? Now again, this is what I want it to be. We're a football team. We're gonna go and play in the national championships, just like coming up soon. Imagine if all of us in Orlando are just laying on the floor exhausted, tongue hanging out, because we promoted so big following Joe and Shayna's training, okay? Because you had so many people there, we had so many people, and can you imagine the people that are on virtual and here, their business is gonna be unstoppable coming out of this event. I'll tell you, they're not gonna, no is gonna scare them, nothing is gonna scare them, all right? And they're gonna make it happen. So I pray that they get that down, right? And I think that's, so anyways, this is where you wanna go. Okay, last thing before I wrap it up. Okay. Most important thing, this is the most important probably, as you go into 2026, you gotta have what I call a winning edge, a mental toughness. Gina talked about it last night. She said it different, leather skin. You gotta be tough. I had a best friend doctor say, Steve, I tried Lifewave. I'm not surprised because it mostly was promoted by doctors for 19 years before I started. One of my best friends, a doctor friend, and he said, we tried with all my doctor friends and it didn't work. Whatever you do, don't do it. It won't work. Now, I don't know what you would do, but I'm like, I prayed for this. Watch me. And it drove me. Mental toughness, okay? You gotta get toughness cells. Don't let your toughness cells go dormant. Okay? Put that on your mirror. I got tough cells, and they're getting active. All right. You got to make a total commitment. Too many people have lost their toughness. Many of you never had a business before, so you don't know how you got to get tough. You know, you got to say, you know, if you get knocked down, like I had those 1,000 falls, it's the ability to compete. You got to be able to compete and pick yourself up one more time and make it happen. Decide to get tough in 2026. I'm going to get tough in 2026. Put in the chat, tough, if you're going to be tough in 2026, all right? Are you mentally tough? You got to get strong. You got to push yourself. Mental toughness will give you stamina, endurance, and resilience. In 2026, you got to have a tough mindset. Must get a point where you can say to people that you can't hurt me. The prospects can't hurt you. Your competitors can't hurt you. Say to yourself in 2026, I'm going to take charge of my life and nothing's going to stop me. Get tough, all right? People ask me, what did we do? We made a decision. We talked about that this whole thing. You got to make a decision, and it's got to be so strong that no one can bring you down. So after you leave here, you got to be so strong, nothing is going to bring you down. And that decision is what it takes to start becoming the leader that you need in this industry. Then you just start learning what everybody is teaching you, and you start experiencing this duplication effect in a big way by learning. I just love all the different comments of what everybody taught. So, are you going to go all in this year? Are you really going to go all in this year? I mean, are you really going all in this year? If you're going all in, we are going to have a complete blast. And it's way more fun. Ask Brittany and Scott, ask the Brannons, ask Andy and Mandy, ask Ricky. It's way more fun when you're all in. Again, you're not quitting your job. You're still doing what you're doing, but you're all in here. When you're in, you're all in. Put in the chat, all in. Love you guys. Let's make it happen. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. And let's go in 2026. You got this.